Hi, my name is Stacia Murdoch, and I will be talking about the fighting for women's suffrage. So, more than 7 decades were spent on the fight to give women the right to vote. Participants in what is regarded as the biggest reform movement in American history held the view that gaining women's economic, social, and political equality depended on securing the right to vote. The battle for women's suffrage, which culminated in the U.S. Constitution 19th Amendment 100 years ago, was not one for the weak-willed. For years, strong women organized, lobbied, paraded, petitioned, spoke, and picketed. Opponents mocked, patronized, and discarded suffragists, yet they persisted. For daring to demand rights equal to males, some people were beaten and forced to face the terrible consequences and conditions of prison. But they would not give up. Women did not have the right to vote except in a handful of western states until 1910. Although the 14th and 15th Amendment granted citizenship to African Americans and safeguarded the right of black men to vote, they did not grant voting rights to women, either white or black. The National Women's Suffrage Association, founded by Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and the American Women's Suffrage Association, founded by Lucy Stone and Julia Ward Howe, both struggled to win significant trophies after Reconstruction. By joining together to form the National American Women's Suffrage Organization in 1819, 15 states and territories of Alaska granted women the right to vote. Women's suffrage opponents came from both male and female sides. They thought that by nature women were better equipped by dedicating themselves to their families and to leave politics to males. Criticized of suffrage beliefs that granted women the right to vote would ruin the family, cause children's moral decline, and rip apart the social fabric of the nation. The American fight for women's suffrage was a component of a global movement. The American suffragist movement was fueled by victories in New Zealand in 1893, Australia 1902, and Norway 1913. Radical American activities looked to the violent strategies used by some of the British suffrage movement for inspiration in the 1910s. Alice Paul and other activists carried out numerous protests in Washington, D.C., including chaining themselves to the White House entrance. Despite the criticism from traditional suffrage leaders, these innovative strategies helped the movement get such needed politicity, which in turn assisted more modern activities, lobbied efforts. The 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote, was passed by Congress in 1919. The states ratified the amendment the next year. So basically, this is just explaining what people had to go through to get the right to vote for women, and just what they did for women to vote, and just how the American Women's Suffrage Association was founded and everything, and who found it, and it's just talking about how females could not vote and how it was wrong and what people thought about it. Thank you.